The MGF Manhole Ring Lifter is an excavator attachment that has been designed to safely handle precast concrete manhole rings of nominal diameters between 900mm and 1800mm. The system weighs only 95 kilograms and has a working load limit of 2.5 tons. Prior to use, the manhole ring lifter must be suitably inspected, checking that the unit is fully functioning and that it is suitable for use for the intended operation. It is essential that all lifting plans and rams have been produced prior to starting works. Ensure inspection certificates are provided for the manhole ring lifter and the single leg chains. The excavator must have a sufficient lifting capacity to handle the manhole ring lifter and the manhole ring at the anticipated reach required for installation. Never exceed the lifting capacity of the ring lifter. Prior to starting works, the manhole ring lifter and all concrete rings should be stored on timber skids. Prior to any lifting operation, the manhole rings should be inspected to ensure that they are not damaged and that they are suitable to be handled. The manhole ring lifter should be adjusted to suit the manhole rings to be installed. Be aware of pinch points and finger trap hazards. It is recommended to suspend the ring lifter from an excavator prior to adjusting the unit to the correct setting. Simply fit the suspension ring in the load hook of the excavator, ensuring that the single leg chain is not twisted and may be easily pulled through the jaws. There are two adjustable brackets on the unit. When installing manhole rings with a nominal diameter of between 1000mm and 1500mm, the lower bracket must be adjusted so it is moved fully inwards. To do this, first remove the safety clips of the socket pin and then remove the socket pin and fully move the lower bracket inwards. The upper bracket can now be adjusted to suit the ring by first removing the safety clips and pulling out the socket pin. Position the bracket holder at the respective nominal width. Insert the socket pin again into the respective hole and secure in place using a safety clip. It is essential that each of the three brackets are adjusted to the same nominal width. If the manhole ring lifter is being set up to handle 900mm manhole rings, then the upper bracket should be fully retracted, and the lower bracket adjusted to suit by removing the socket pin and adjusting to nominal width 900. The socket pin can then be installed and secured in place with a safety clip. The standard configuration of the unit handles up to 1500mm nominal diameter manhole rings. To handle 1800mm rings requires the use of adapter legs, which are simply installed over the upper brackets. To install the adapter legs, simply sleeve them over the upper bracket and insert two connecting pins and safety clips to secure. When using the manhole ring lifter to install manhole rings with step irons, the lifting bracket should not be positioned too close to the step irons. It is recommended to mark on the external of the manhole rings to ensure the step irons are all in line with each other when installed. The device is now ready for use. It is recommended to use a tagline to control the unit when installing the manhole rings. The manhole ring lifter can now be lowered within the manhole ring. All three stabilising feet of the device must rest on the upper edge of the ring. If any of the stabilisers are not bearing on the top of the ring and have a gap greater than 15mm, then the load must be lowered and the process retried. When handling rings of nominal 900mm diameter, the upper bracket acts as the stabiliser. Again, if any of these have a gap of more than 15mm between the top face of the ring, then a lift must be done again. Ensure that the manhole ring lifter is installed level prior to lifting the manhole ring. If the lifting grips hang diagonally, then they must be released and reinstalled so it is level. To lift the manhole ring, the excavator driver will need to adjust the low tie rod within the lifting device of the manhole ring lifter. To lift the manhole ring, the low tie rod needs to move into the outer slot on the lifting device. This forces the manhole ring lifter legs out to support the weight of the manhole ring. When handling manhole rings using the manhole ring lifter, it is essential that the lift be in close proximity to the ground. Under no circumstances should the unit be lifted over operatives. When in use, there should be no operatives in the working area. It is essential that the load being lifted is always in the range of the vision of the operator. Ensure care is taken when using the manhole ring lifter whilst tracking over uneven ground. Track slowly and do not use jerky motions. To install the ring, the load should be carefully lowered into place so the single leg chain goes slack. The excavator operator should then manoeuvre the load tie rod so it goes within the inner slot and releases the manhole ring lifter. It can then be removed from within the manhole ring.